Hi guys, and welcome back to another fully operational videocast. Today bringing you the second half of the Between the Shadows unboxing and kind of mini review. As I said before, this is a bit of a deeper dive into a section of the No Disintegrations audio podcast, where we kind of look at each of the Star Wars games that FFG does. So at least this video allows us to delve a bit more deeper and go in and have a more detailed discussion with people like Spike. Hi Spike, how you doing?
Hello, thank you for having me.
Pleasure to have you back. And Johnny, who didn't make it for the Dark Side video, but managed to make it out for the Lightside.
Good evening, gents. Thanks for having me back.
No, always a pleasure. When we can get hold of you, we'll book you, my friend. So, as I said before, go check out our previous video for the Dark Side spoilers, unboxing, review, whatever you want to call it, and we'll head straight into a hero's trial with Johnny and the Jedi.
Johnny and the Jedi.
That's a good
my new band.
That's a good band name. That's a good band name.
So, Hero's Trial is a 5 damage 1 resource Jedi objective. The action is during the conflict phase, play an enhancement from your hand. So, be able to play any number of the Jedi enhancements from your hand during the conflict phase, either yours or your opponent's. Pretty good.
Yeah, we were talking about this a little earlier actually, but you can actually play it on your opponent's turn now as well, which I think changes the way your opponent has to think a little bit with some of the new enhancements too. Very confusing.
Just surprise enhancements out of nowhere to make combats a bit more deadly. And B, that big kind of change in the structure of the game. You can now play enhancements on your opponent's turn, so your resource curve can just fly if you've got the cards.
So first unit in the deck is the new version of Luke Skywalker. He is a 4-cost 3 health. He's gained a force pip, so he's now up to 4. He's got his usual spread of icons, so 2 black unit damage, 1 black objective damage, and 1 edge-enabled objective damage. He's gained elite, and his actions and reactions are changed. So his action is now discard an enhancement from this unit to remove 1 focus token from this unit, limit once per turn. And his reaction, after enhancements attached to this unit, deal 1 damage to a target enemy unit, limit once per turn.
Spike.
I love this. This is amazing. This is our third Luke, and this is, I think, the best. I think that I love the idea of running this Luke with the original Luke and Kyle Katarn's pod, and I just think you could just trust your feelings on this Luke, swing, trust your feelings, swing, discard, trust your feelings, swing, Kyle Katarn's pod into the old school Luke, swing again, and then attach the force maybe with you, or may the force with you, or don't even do that. Don't even put him on the force, and then refresh him on your opponent's turn. And you've swung, you've swung a lot. And you've got a ready Luke who's up for some more action as well. Your opponent's just like, what? And then in your opponent's turn, you defend with Luke, swap him out with Kyle's pod again to the original Luke, play the enhancement from the objective, a hero's trial, and just do the shenanigans over and over again. It binds all things. Bring that, trust me, back into your hand. Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, the danger, if you're doing that kind of deck and running those kind of tactics, then Spike, I guess the danger is that your opponent punches you in the face. But yeah, it's insane. I mean, the key things for me is he's got his standard icons. He's elite now with 4 edge icons. So he can hold the force like a trooper. He's not getting locked down anytime soon with elite. And the ability to remove focus from him. So good luck tacticsing him down.
Yep.
And the enhancements, just he can bing damage.
Yeah. Throw Ataru training on him. Oh, it didn't work. Don't worry. Get out. Try something else. Throw something else on him. I think we're going to call it Jedi Swang. Jedi Swagger.
Yeah. But yeah,
that's a beast.
That second the reaction to deal the damage. Has Luke basically just learned how to force choke people? Is that what?
Well, he does. Remember in Return of the Jedi when the Gamoran God.
10. Spike wins the internet. Spike wins the internet.
And that's why, just to digress, you watch episode 6 after episode 3. So you go 4, 5, 2, 3, 6. Because in episode 3, Anakin, the last thing you think is Vader's force choking, he's all in black. Switch back to 6 after 2 and 3. You're like, shit, Luke's wearing all black. What? He's force choking people. He's turned to the dark side. Nah, he's just playing.
He's just no, yeah. It's just Friday, you know. It's just chill out day. Just force choke some people, let it out.
Rescue some friends from Jabba Palace.
Yeah, chill out, man. It's cool.
He's a beast. In a nutshell, forecast. Luke's always been 4. Happy to pay that. He's an absolute monster.
Yeah, I'd pay 6 for that.
Yeah. Boom.
The next card up is a neutral unit. It's called Speeder Bike. It is a 2 cost, 2 health, 2 black tactics icons, edge 1, and has a force reaction. After you lose an edge battle, destroy this unit if it is participating in the engagement. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Edge 1 again. If you're running Flight of the Crow, if you've got like Luke going in with the Speeder Bike, Luke gets another edge 1, so you got edge 2, Speeder Bike, tactics down to defenders. Luke kills them.
Yeah, this is a good leading card. You want to lead with this card against opponents who have very damage-heavy characters, like maybe the Executor or Vader, because if you win the edge battle, you've got two tactics, right? If you lose the edge battle, he's gone. Your opponent's got to focus their units anyway, and then you go in with your real damage dealers straight after.
Yeah,
I think great card.
it's brutal. Or like say you can, if he's available after your conflict phase, you've done your main attacks, and they've got no defenders. It's a free 2 tactics on their side of the board.
Yeah.
Or if they're holding someone back for trying to keep the force from you, then just send them in for an unopposed.
Yeah. It has no force icons of its own, so it's no use to you in an edge battle. So get it out on the table is what I say. It's 2 cost, it's neutral. Perfect. I love it.
Next up, we have Luke's Lightsaber, which is a unique enhancement. It's a 1 cost, 2 force pips. Enhance a force user or force sensitive unit. Enhance unit gains black unit damage and edge enabled unit damage. Action: spend 1 Jedi resource to attach this enhancement to Luke Skywalker from your discard pile.
Yeah. I love how many lightsabers we're getting in the game. We've got Mara's, Vader's, Jedi, Luke's. There may be some more coming in another pod we're going to see in a minute. But I can't wait till when General Grievous comes out. And he's got something like capture an opponent's lightsaber. The more lightsabers you have, gain extra unit damage or something. It's got to be coming, right?
Yeah.
And then he's just going to have all these lightsabers hanging off him.
And like 20 objective damage. Like, come at me, bro.
Yeah.
It's bonkers. I mean, even if you don't attach it to Luke with the sexy action, it's 2 unit damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On your Yodas who get more powerful with their enhancements anyway, and it's 1 cost, so it's pretty cheap to get out. Luke can chuck it back and refresh himself, and it can come back from the discard pile. Bonkers.
Yeah, love it.
I think
Great
a lot
card.
of people are going to get tripped up on the timings of these things, though. It's just going to go, oh, I meant to do that, and then do that, and then...
It's...
Go on,
Spike.
I was going to say, yeah, exactly. Just, I discarded from Luke. Oh, it's back on my... Okay, now I'm going to spend a resource. It's I agree with you, Johnny. It's going to be quite complicated.
Yeah, I think it's a surprise as well, the fact that you can shove it in the discard pile early on in the game when you don't have a Luke out on the board. Or if you do have Luke out, you can throw it into the edge stack because...
It's coming back.
It costs you 1 to play it anyway, whether you play it...
It's got 2 force pips.
Or if you get it back from the discard pile.
Yeah.
So you might as well use it to help win the edge battle and then bring it back.
Very good.
Nuts.
The next card is I Am a Jedi. This is a 2 cost enhancement, 1 force pip. Provides X resources. Enhance to a force user unit. X is the number of enhancements attached to the enhanced unit.
Yeah, this is a funny one. I think we were talking earlier, Andy. That this for me sort of it's a nice card, but it's a funny one to place, I think.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, Johnny.
No, I was going to say, so far, the first 3 cards in the set have been pretty bonkers. So I think there had to be something that was kind of a bit kind of...
Yeah, it does. I mean, and even its resources, I'll take resources. It's at least going to give you 1, because it itself is an enhancement, and that counts itself. So if you can, there's obvious synergy there with Luke. If you're gonna be running this pod, he's probably got a lightsaber of some form on him, or original Yoda, who loves enhancements as well. So it's and if you can play it on your opponent's turn, it's just another resource that.
Yeah.
Why not have it on the board?
Because it's enhanced fourth user. How many? We've got Ben, Yoda, Kyle.
Oh, loads.
But actually, like none as in unique ones, because they're all unique. We actually, a lot of them are force sensitive, not force user.
Gotal outcasts, I think, are one of the only force users that aren't force sensitive.
Oh, interesting.
It's non-unique ones, yeah.
And obviously it counts for itself as well, because it's X is the number of enhancements attached to it. So perfect. So it's a minimum 1.
Yeah, instantly a 2 resource generates 1.
Fine. Very good.
And finally, to round it out, we have a Heat of Battle. So 2 force pit fate card, deal 1 damage to a target participating unit.
Lovely. Very nice.
Solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always nice. This is a very offensive pod, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
You've got Speeder Bike, who is only going to stay on the board if you're winning fights, and Luke, who's breaking face, whatever he's up to. So. I like it. Spike, do you want to take us away with the next one?
Yeah, absolutely. The next pod is called the Master's Domain. So this is a 4X objective. X is the number of Jedi objectives you control, so you'd hope a 4-3 if you were alright at deck building. It's the first time I think we've seen an X objective.
Yeah, it'll be a 4-1 if you're Spike.
Yeah, exactly. When I run it my triple coloured deck. Yeah, first time we've seen an X. I think it's interesting. I think that right now there's no mechanics in the game to give you more objectives than the 3 that you have. So maximum is going to be 3. Great card. 4 health, not so bad on a Jedi card. Johnny, any downsides to that?
I think the extra resources, as in if you spend 3 resources straight away, it's not going to be coming back for another couple of turns. And then with the aggressive dark side we're getting, 4 health is normally like something like a hero's journey. You normally chuck away if you draw it in opening 4. This one you might be like, well, I get the resources, but then it's going to be a prime target for the dark side to take. Just get a few free clicks on the dial.
Yeah, true. Well, the Master's Domain wouldn't be the Master's Domain without Yoda himself. So 3 cost, 3 health, 5 force pips, as you'd expect. Elite, Black Blaster, Black Objective, and rounded out with this unit gains edge-enabled tactics for each Jedi objective you control. So potentially 3 edge-enabled tactics icons, which is very nice.
Very nice.
But as always, with edge-enabled, you've got to be careful because it's not guaranteed. Andy, what do you think?
I like him. One of the key things for me is his 3 health. Original Yoda suffered quite a lot from being able to be force choked, and then Vader triggering his reaction.
I don't think we'll see a Yoda again with two health. I think that from a design perspective, I think that it's too fragile for a main like that to have such a low amount of health.
Yeah, although Leia's got 2.
She's designed to have 2, right? Because you want her off the board.
And Jedi Leia's
got 2 as well.
Oh, Jedi Leia. Okay,
so,
sure.
I mean, this is an interesting little. We won't spend too long on it, but FFG do seem to have kind of picked a resource cost and a health stat for all. So Leia costs X and has 2 health. Yoda costs 3. Luke always costs 4. Ben always costs 5. Yeah, so
Obi-Wan's 5. Yeah,
it is interesting when they change. That's a big change. An extra health. He's got 50% more health than original Yoda does. Yeah,
it's true. And it's just so hard with Vader on the board. 2 health units just don't stick around, as Lando found out today when I was playing. Alright, let's jump on to the Bogwing. Johnny, you were going to do the sound for this. You've been practicing, right?
Yeah, here we go.
That is the Bogwing. Yeah, very good. It's a 0x, 0 cost, X health, X being the number of Jedi objectives you control, hopefully 3. But that could go down if an objective is destroyed, and if you've got 2 damage on them already, that should finish him off, right? So you got to be careful. No enhancements allowed. This unit gains Black Blaster while you control 3 or more Jedi objectives. So nice, 0 cost, has a Black Blaster and 3 health. Fine. Very happy to have that in the deck.
Yeah, quite an interesting thing if like an aggressive TIE deck or an Imperial deck can clear your objectives out in a turn, your Bogwings just automatically die. That'd be quite funny.
Yeah, that's true. Silly little bogwings.
but otherwise, but when they make noises like that, to be fair, they deserve to die. But yeah, 0 cost, 2, maybe at least 2, probably 3 health. That's a fine blocker, or something to kind of deny unopposed damage.
Yeah.
Happy with that.
Cool. Alright, and Yoda needs somewhere to live, and Yoda has a hut. It's a unique enhancement. 2 cost, 1 resource, 1 force pip, Dagobah location. Enhance your player area when you control 3 or more Jedi objectives. This enhancement contributes 2 force icons to your force side during the force struggle. Lovely, like the Jedi monument in the core set, just a little bit better, I think.
Yep.
Generates a resource, gives you 2 force icons. Great. However, again, be aware that if your opponent has some way to get rid of an objective of yours, you won't meet the criteria.
Yep.
So it's there will be times in the game when it's in flux. Don't just always think, oh, it's there, it's 2, just leave it. You'll make a mistake by doing that.
Yeah, and it is unique. So if you are running 2 of these pods, it's one of those rare enhancements that you can't get use out of the second. You have to chuck it. So
Absolutely. All right. And the next card is Lightsaber Deflection, a great card from the core set. Lots of times it's been useful. When damage is dealt to a friendly non-vehicle unit, deal 1 point of that damage to another target unit instead. So damage comes in, ping a damage of it away. You can take out Advisors to the Emperor pretty easy like that, or a low cost card. Combine it with Heat of Battle if you're smart. Just lead with a Heat of Battle in the Fate stack. Finish someone off with that. Great way to get rid of a 2 health unit.
Yeah, 0 cost. Just the surprise factor of it is
yeah, it's great card. And then finally, the 6th card in the pod is the Jedi's Resolve. This is the very first Lightside unique Fate card we've seen. It's a 2 force pip Fate card. If you control a participating unique Jedi unit, set the balance of the Force to the light side and skip the Force phase this turn. So first there's some criteria. You need a participating unique Jedi unit, which you might not always have.
Yep.
So be aware of that. But instantly set the balance of the Force. Perfect. Use it on your opponent's turn. Last conflict phase. Play that. Set the balance of the Force. Knowing that obviously you got to do the maths on the number of Force pips they have on their cards, but that's a free damage on your turn. There's lots of good uses for it.
Yeah. Messes with things like the slave trade.
Uh-huh.
They instantly lose the force battle, so then they instantly rescue a card from the slave trade. Galactic Scum take a damage. Yeah.
If you're defending against an aggressive Mara Jade, you play this. Even if you lose the edge battle, suddenly she doesn't have all the fancy jazz like targeted strike.
Shielding.
But is Mara's? I thought Mara's ability just when she's attached to the Force. I didn't realise it had to be the balance of the Force had to be on her as well.
Crap! Yeah, good call.
Yeah. But there are cards that do require balance of the Force, like
Rage.
I think Dark Rage, stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Some good uses for this, especially if you're running a little bit low on or if you want to go in with your units, you can just set the balance.
Yeah. And for me, this is a great kind of path. It's a starting down the path of each affiliation getting its own kind of unique, because obviously no other affiliation can have a Jedi specific kind of thing in it. I'm interested to see what Imperials, what Rebels, what they all get. So it'll be very, very funky.
Be great to see. All right, well that is the Master's Domain. So I think a really nice pod, a good Yoda, interesting Yoda, great enhancement, pretty good utility pod. I'm not sure if it's better than May the Force Be With You. I think May the Force Be With You may eke it out slightly depending on the sort of deck you're playing.
Yeah. The Yoda is good. I don't think he's as good as the really aggressive. It depends what you want to do with him, really. May the Force Be With You. Yoda's so aggressive with his
late game.
Yeah, I'll kill a Star Destroyer. Okay.
Yeah,
he's very aggressive. So.
But three edge enabled tactics is good. I mean, being able to put 3 tactics on the board is very, very useful. Again, Yoda's Hut being able to keep the Force. Jedi's Resolve being able to again keep the Force. I think for a deck that's really reliant on keeping the Force, this does it in a different way that May the Force Be With You does it.
Yeah.
Whether it's better, I don't know, but we'll see, I guess.
And that for me is a great sentence to hear coming from players' mouths when it's I don't know what I'm going to play. It's suddenly, a year ago it was Dash Freeholders and you know, Sith.
Yep.
Whereas now there's and you played a tournament just today, Spike, where it was every player played something different. And we knew this when we started the game. The pod building mechanic meant that there's a hell of a lot less options. So the more and more cards we get, it's a great thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we move on to Following Fate. There's good old sexy Obi-Wan on his mobile phone placing a pizza order. It's a 5/1 Jedi objective. While you control 3 or more Jedi objectives, so again there's that mechanic creeping up there, and this objective is undamaged, so another trigger. Increase the cost of each event card played by an opponent by 1. Ooh. So suddenly Force Chokes aren't free. Ha! Suck it. It's beautiful, and it's each opponent, so we're considering for 2v2.
Say goodbye to Force Lightning.
Yeah, suddenly a lot of those really nice, let's face it, Sith and Scum kind of events suddenly aren't. Do you want to play them for 3, 4, 5 resources?
Is Obi-Wan taking a call there? Looks like he's taking a call quickly.
Yeah, he's like, I know, Mum. God, jeez, I can't call you back.
I'll pick up the milk on the way home.
How do you get red wine out of these rooms? But yeah, lovely art as well. So, but again, it's kind of seems to be pushing us down the want to go mono Jedi. Guys. Unless we see.
I'd love to see a counter to that. I'd love to see in the next set, or the next deluxe. I'd like to see cards that punish you for playing mono.
Yeah, and I'm
because
sure
this deck punishes you for not playing. So there's a real kind of extra level there, which could be quite fun to play with.
Yeah.
I'll write it down next to my General Grievous idea and send it to Travis.
Send all requests to Spike. So Obi-Wan's got off his phone. He's turned on his lightsaber. So the unit is a 5-cost unique Obi-Wan Kenobi, 4 Force Pips, so pretty standard for Obi-Wan. He's got his usual mix of combat icons too, so black unit, black objective, black tactics, and a white tactics. He's a character Force user. He's elite, so he's boss. He's got an interrupt. When a Force user unit you control is destroyed or sacrificed, so you can do this to your own guys. Destroy a target unit that does not match its controller's affiliation card.
Ouch.
And he's got 3 health. Bonkers.
I love it. I love it because I love it for 3 reasons. One, he's 5 cost, so it's keeping it standard, right? Sometimes working Obi-Wan into a deck can be a little bit difficult if you don't have that resource curve. Yeah. So I like that they've stuck with it. I like the fact that again his spread of icons is the same as well. Good, powerful spread, utility. You got a bit of everything. But what I like the most is this interrupt. That again it punishes your opponent for doing like a legitimate, legal, clever deck building thing of constructing it with a different affiliation card to the rest so that you can fit the cards that you needed to it. And this is just like, okay, fine, a Force user has died and all been sacrificed, so that's really important as well, all been sacrificed, and now I get to destroy Palpatine, or now I get to destroy Vader, or now I get to destroy Mara Jade, for example. Yeah. Like, I think that's great, and also it's not limited to once per turn either.
No.
So if hang back with Obi at the back, keep him alive, protect him, shield him, go in with your fodder, those Twi'lek loyalists, you know, with the white edge, you know, who really come in and cause white tactics, who really a bit bothersome. Let them die to the big units while you just clear the opponent's board. Fantastic.
They're Force sensitive though, aren't they?
Potential. It was an example, Johnny. It was just an example.
there are Force users aren't always your main unique characters like your Lukes and your Yodas. There are things like the good soul outcasts that are Force users that you're happy to see them, you know, kick it. So
yeah, exactly.
But this again, it's for me, it's I would almost treat this as forget it's there. You're playing him because he's got great icons. He's elite for me.
Yeah.
You can build a deck around it, but it's just a very nice thing to let your opponent know that, you know, if you do this,
it's a dead man's hand. It's a dead man's hand there. You don't want to do that because I'm going to take Palpatine, so let me win.
Yeah, and like Executor, it's like sacrifice. Every player sacrifices a unit. Oh, okay, are you sure? Because I'm going to kill Palpy.
Yeah. Great.
And that event that you just played to make me sacrifice stuff cost you one more because of my objective.
It also means that always neutral cards could always be destroyed because they never match your affiliation card.
Boom! I knew we brought you for a reason.
Yeah. Not just a pretty face, Johnny. Absolutely.
Was that not even? Not even. Next card in the pod. I love this card actually for a number of reasons. It's a 0 cost unique R2. Woohoo! He's a droid, 1 health, no combat damage of any form, no force pips of any form, but he generates a resource. And he's not limited. Well, I guess he is because he's unique. But
Unique, yeah.
But first turn, boom! I got an extra resource. Didn't cost me anything. Other than a card.
Always useful. R2 is always useful with the right situation, and that's a perfect example of that.
Yeah. Lovely card. Moving on, another lightsaber. So loving the personalised weaponry that we're starting to see now. 1 cost unique Obi-Wan's lightsaber. It's got 1 force pip, Jedi enhancement. It's a weapon. Enhance a force user unit. An enhanced unit gains shielding. I love that. Very themey for Obi-Wan. That's his style. If an enhanced unit is Obi-Wan, it also gains protect unit. So not protect character.
Protect unit.
Just protect.
Yeah.
Great.
Protect that home one over there.
Yeah. Really nice.
Reaction.
And again with Luke's, you don't have to use it on the character design for. You can do, but even then, like shielding for any unit, shielding on Yoda is a blessing. So great to have. I'm really looking forward to Palpatine's lightsaber, that gold Electrum. You know what I mean? Just having that bad boy on there, cost 5, some really expensive.
Windigo.
Yeah, exactly. If Mace Windu is on the board, remove him out the window.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's for me. There's a theme here of this really wants to make me kind of. I want Luke with his lightsaber, I want Obi-Wan with his lightsaber, I want Yoda's lightsaber at some point, please.
Yeah.
I just want to build a Jedi mains deck now.
And it boosts the scum cards, like Confiscate. Thank you very much. I'll take that. Contraband.
Always scum, always scum. And let's face it, it's another lightsaber for General Grievous.
Yeah,
absolutely, hey?
So,
it's copyright.
Gives
copyright.
Him I love it. For one resource as well, being able to, if you play it with Luke as well, there's great synergy there or even with the original Yoda, playing it with Luke on your opponent's turn, surprise, protect and shielding, or it's free because of original Yoda. That original Yoda pod, for me, has really come back into fashion because of all these enhancements.
I do
Very
like
cool.
Because everyone gains protect, if your opponent's trying not to kill him because of his own reaction, if he gains protect, you can just start redirecting damage towards him. It's like, now he's dead. Now Palpatine's gone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Because it's an interrupt, isn't it? It's not a... so I think he can do it as an interrupt, can do it on himself.
Oh, really?
I think so.
It makes sense.
Yeah, because interrupts, you're like, it's... Because Chewie's is a reaction, that's why you can't do it. Chewie, but interrupts, you can.
Yeah, interrupts you complete before the actual character death, whereas reaction is after the character death.
Beautiful, makes so much sense.
Boom. 5th card, Noble Sacrifice. It's a 1 cost Jedi event. Play only if you control 3 or more Jedi objectives, so really pushing hard towards a mono Jedi deck here. Action, sacrifice a Force user unit to place 3 focus tokens on a target enemy unit. Bye.
Yeah.
There's not really much to say there for 1 cost.
I would... That's great because you got it fits with Obi-Wan's ability as well, right? So because it's sacrifice 2 on the tech. So you play this with Obi-Wan and you sacrifice Force user. You can then kill one of their big units, just outright destroy it, and then whoever's if there's someone else left, just put 3 focus tokens on them. So with this 1 card, this combination here, you've dealt with 2 people straight away.
Yeah.
You just remove their 2 heaviest hitters straight away with one resource cost.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because 3 focus icons, even if you're elite, you're not coming back next turn, Chief.
No, and you've got the you played that fate card. You've played the Heroes Resolve fate card, whatever it was called. You've played that. Great. You've now owned the Force as well. You've just played it binds all things. Great. Take 2 cards from the top of your discard pile back into your hand.
Yeah.
Rinse, repeat. Do it again.
Bonkers. It is bonkers. I mean, Force users tend to be powerful units, so you don't want to be sacrificing them all the time. But if you
can bring them back, or what if you're running the Redemption, or what if you're running, there's lots of great Jedi pods that allow you to bring units back.
Yeah, or I mean, this is an easy out as well. If you've got a Force user that's buried under tactics or is about to die, because like if you send Obi-Wan in, tactics a few people out, and then Mara's about to strike and kill him, well, sacrifice him instead. Why not?
Only the Master of Evil, Darth.
Anything from you, Johnny, on that one?
I was going to say, because we keep seeing this, if you control 3 or more Jedi objectives, are we going to see a Jedi version of like Jabba's Palace, Echo Base, that says you are considered to control 1 more objective? I wonder if we are going to. We obviously haven't seen one in this set, but are we going to see one eventually that actually says, or
and blows our minds
in there?
Yeah. I think so. I mean, they've set the groundwork, haven't they? Certainly, and you'd like to think that there's the or more mechanic in there for a reason.
Yeah, and I'd just like to stress that you don't have to be running mono. You could be lucky. You could be running one set of Gamor, right? You could be running one smuggler set or one rebel set, and you just hope that doesn't come out in your objective flop.
Or if it does, you just chuck it.
Yeah, slicing in. You slice in and put it to the bottom, for example. There's ways you can get around that.
Yeah. And finish the set off with a target opportunity, which, lest we not forget, that's what you're trying to do as the light side. You're putting objective damage.
Oh, that's what I've been doing wrong, Andy.
Spike, come on.
Oh, come on,
dude. You were just colouring things in, were you? And just like,
yeah,
mine's pretty.
Try not to go over the lines. Oh.
You're like, rummy ball.
Yeah, Uno.
Right. Snap. But yeah, target opportunity, great. You like say, boom. That's the damage that might win you the game.
Yeah.
Love it.
Cool.
Moving on then, Johnny.
So there we got a Journey Through the Swamp, which is the set that we spoiled on Fully Ops a little while ago now.
Yeah, it's been I think FFG sent the spoilers out for this quite early on, so check out the channel if you want to hear what Johnny's about to say, I guess.
Well,
or keep listening, or stay tuned.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after these words from our sponsor.
So here we've got another 5-1 objective. It's Dagobah traded. It has a reaction after this objective is revealed. Search your deck for a creature card with printed cost 3 or lower and put it into play. If able, shuffle your deck. I think we might be getting some creatures that are 3 cost or lower in this deck.
I think you might be making some sound effects as well.
Absolutely. Well, we've already got the Dagobah Nudge, and we've already got the Bogwing, so there's a few creatures already that synergise with other pods nicely.
A couple of Hoth ones as well, with the Tauntauns.
Tauntauns. If only Wampas were light-sided.
Yeah.
I thought it's a bit rude on the Wampa because he didn't. I don't think he was innately evil.
He was just hungry, wasn't he?
He was just hungry.
Yeah.
He said he was going to eat him as well. I wasn't even sure if that was clear in the films. I don't know if that...
Yeah.
Then Luke does vicious chop off his arm.
Yeah, that's like... I think Luke was the aggressor there.
Wait, are you really trying to make a case for the Wampa not... It's just like, Luke, what do you think of this wallpaper?
He was saying, translation, let me help you down. You've been frozen to the roof by mistake. Ah, my arm, you bastard. I hope you freeze and have to open a tauntaun to survive.
Fair enough.
Alright.
So the first and second card are the Jubba Bird. So 1 cost, 1 health, 2 force pip. Creature Dagobah Force Sensitive traded. No enhancements, and has the action sacrifices units to target a character or creature unit and choose a combat icon type. Until the end of that phase, the target loses all combat icons of the chosen type and cannot gain combat icons. Ouch. That's a lot to read.
It is.
But in short, Palpatine could lose all his tactics icons by sacrificing this.
This is great, and I think that it's a very defensive card. Certainly a really defensive card. That this is the card you want to have a nice little Jabba bird perching in your base, and then when the enemy comes in, when Palps comes in or Vader comes in to do some objective damage, that's when you deal with it. That's when you take that objective damage off. Take the teeth away from your opponent, or like you say, take the tactics away, and give them hell.
Last time we spoke about this set, we kind of debating whether to take 1 copy or 2 copy. Now we've seen more of the Jedi objectives coming out. What do you reckon? Does anything that's changed? Still going to be probably just a one-off?
I think it depends on what else comes in the set, but do I want 4 of these birds in my deck? Probably not.
2 Force icons for the edge battle. It's not.
Yeah,
I don't think we're there yet with creatures. I think this is a good start. I'd like to see potentially some more creatures come down the line. Maybe some bigger creatures, some and maybe the meta might change. Maybe in a year's time or in 6 months' time, we might have a valid creature deck. It might not even be a Jedi. It might be something else. But that would be cool. But for right now, I don't think we're quite there yet where we'd want 2 of these in the deck.
Yeah, I'd agree. The fact that it doesn't have any icons, so it's only going to do unopposed damage. Yeah. For me, it's not kind of actively helping you towards your goal as the light side of trying to bring down objectives. It's
Commit to the Force.
Commit to the Force, yeah. I'm not sold. I like him, but I think the answer is I like him enough to put maybe 1 in the deck, but 2, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So no Jumbo Birds for your birthday then?
No Jumbo Birds for me. No, red meat only. No white meat for me.
So the third card is the Knobbly White Spider. This is a 1-cost enhancement. It's a Null Tree creature Dagobah traded. Enhance your play area. As the action, spend 1 resource to turn this enhancement into a unit with 5 damage capacity and 2 unit damage and a tactics damage until the end of the phase.
Nice. And as we've just learned, we didn't know this when we spoiled the set, but we can now play enhancements on your opponent's
with Luke's
turn.
objective.
Yeah.
With Luke's objective. So pop this down, and that's a surprise defender right there with tactics.
Yeah.
Pop it down in the action phase when let's say they lead with a small unit, they just want some unopposed damage, or let's say they're really not expecting it. Pop it down, spring it out, do it, and you got a free tactics there to use 5 health. That tactics is always going to be there because there's no way that your opponent's going to be doing, if they haven't got tactics themselves, 5 damage to you.
Yeah.
So some really nice surprises I think could come out of that.
The only way, so it can be free if you're running original Yoda. Yet another reason why I think original Yoda is coming back. You can play it in your opponent's turn, as Johnny and Spike have said, but the only way really you can't kill it in one blow really. So the only way you're dealing with it is by putting tactics icons on it.
Yeah.
You tactics my enhancement all day, Summer Jim. It's not a Luke that's going to be coming for you, so it's a bit like force choke. If you're force choking something that's not a main character, thank you. I'm happy for that.
It's worth reminding people we did find out from FFG that after it turns back into enhancement at the end of the phase, you do keep all tokens on it that were on it during that phase. So any focus tokens, any damage, stay on it for when it comes back to being a unit.
Yeah.
Fourth card in the set is the event Life Creates It. This is a 1-cost event, 1 force pip. If you control at least one Dagobah objective, put all creature units and enhancements from your discard pile into play. So we've got 2 Dagobah objectives in this set now.
Yeah.
So this one and Yoda's. As Spike was saying earlier, maybe down the line with more creatures. We haven't got a lot of offensive creatures. The Knobbly White Spider is creature traded, so that could come back quite handy if it did get discarded. Thoughts?
It's he said it costs 1, and it's worth noting as well that it's creature units and creature enhancements, not just all enhancements. So it's kind of put brackets around units and enhancements. So I don't think there's that many creature enhancements, but if nothing else, it's all your Tauntauns, all your Gnarl trees, all that kind of Jubba birds. They come back into play. I think as soon as we see a decent heavy hitting creature from the light side of the like a Rancor equivalent, this is a card you've got to consider. Even now, it brings a lot of the weenies back as soon as you can get a big hitter back.
I like it with the nudge. It's kind of like Vader force chokes and nudge. He's coming back.
Yeah.
Bring it back. And maybe there's some synergy with the asteroid. What's it? Asteroid base, the shielding card from Ferris's pod, which remove a shield from a unit and gain an icon of your choice. So if you've got a lot of shielded creatures, for example, then you could maybe start getting some of that damage in, and if they die, they come back, and you shield them again and do it again. So potentially, but yeah, I think that it's they're just lacking a bit of really, Jedi already struggle with doing enough objective damage, so this pod isn't going to help yet, anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Definitely, it's the most supporty pod of the ones we've seen.
Yeah. Reminds me of knowledge and defense.
And the last card is Size Matters Not. This is a 0 cost event. The action: move 1 focus token from a unit to a target unit with printed cost with lower printed cost controlled by the same player.
Easy, nice, moving. Getting an extra attack with Luke before you do all your shenanigans with him to get another one in.
Why is it free? It's bonkers. Every other, and I think Anton mentioned this when we spoiled the set originally.
Yeah.
Every other focus manipulation card has some kind of restriction, whether it costs money and that's your restriction, whether it can only do it on vehicles with tractor beams and things like that.
Jedi Mind Trick
is free. That's place 1 focus token on a character, so it can't be a droid.
Could be 2. This is like reverse mind trick. This is like you're psyching yourself up with a mind trick.
Yeah, Jedi seemed, and I guess it makes sense. I like the fact that different factions are better at different things. Like Scum are by far and away the best at capturing stuff. It looks like Jedi now kind of challenging smugglers for the ability to manipulate focus.
Yeah. I don't think they're taking the crown from the smugglers. Smugglers have got so much versatility. Bamboozle, Twi'lek dudes. There's so much versatility they've got to move stuff around. I think.
Yeah.
I don't mind having this, and it's in a set that is, we've just mentioned it, a little weaker when it comes to offensive damage. So
True.
if you're running this card, I mean, you could have had an extra main character. You could have had, there's a lot you're sacrificing to have that. So I don't think it matters so much because it's balanced within the objective set.
Within the pod, yeah. And I think they. No, sorry, go John.
No, carry on, Andy. Go for it.
I was just going to say, I think even if they both kind of smugglers and Jedi are manipulating focus, they seem to be doing it in a very different way. This is free up a big unit to sacrifice the little unit for the turn. So Jedi and Luke being able to strike over and over again with things like his own ability or Kyle and now this.
Yeah.
It seems to be Jedi are, my big meaty character is going to break your face right here, right now. Whereas smugglers are, look over there. Look over there.
Yeah.
Pay this guy off. It's got a very different thing to it, and I love it. Sorry, Johnny, go ahead.
I was going to say that each card in this set is either 1 cost or 0 cost.
True.
Be interesting to see where people. I'm sure people.
Maybe an 11th pod. Maybe use those Jabba birds defensively. That knobby white spider. Life creates it. Not sure about, and size matters not. Even then, if you're just running it, I'm not sure. I'm not convinced by this pod, if I'm being brutally honest. But I'm usually proved wrong, so that's fine.
So moving on, Spike, do you want to take the next one?
Yes, I do. Let me just pull it up. Sacrifice at Endor. So I love the fact, I know Chris is going to be very happy that we're getting more Ewok cards, but I love the fact that we've now got a really robust Ewok set, and this just adds to it. Sacrifice at Endor 5/1, where you control 3 or more Ewok units. This objective contributes 3 Force icons to your side during the Force struggle. So that's great, because Ewoks aren't particularly Force sensitive. We've seen that. They're not great at holding the Force, but this really helps with that. It's not while undamaged. Just all you got to do is have 3 Ewoks. Cool.
Yeah.
And if you're running 2 of these, that could be 6 Force icons for free.
And you've got cards that can get Ewoks out from your deck.
From your discard, from your deck. Yeah. Impersonating a deity. Yeah. Absolutely. Love it. Really good.
If only If only we had more Ewoks, eh, Spike?
If only we had more Ewoks, but luckily we do. The Ewok Hunter, who's I don't know what he's eating, but he's trying to make himself sick.
I think he's lost his contact lens.
Yeah, it's something weird going on here.
What you can't see is the same Imperial officer from the Rhodian card is back to give that Ewok some love.
That's That's the Ewok Hunter for you. One Force Pip, one Black Blaster, Edge Enabled Tactics. So nice to see a little bit of tactics for an Ewok.
Yeah.
Reaction after this unit enters play, draw a card. When this unit leaves play, draw a card. So they want FFG want us to draw cards. It seems. Yeah, it's a great little unit. I think for a 2-cost, seems fine. The card's the icing on the cake.
Yeah, I mean we've seen plenty of two health, 2 combat icon units, and that's it. You know, your Dark Side Apprentice. A tactics is bonkers. I'd pay 2 for this unit if it didn't have any of those words in its text box. But you're going to draw at least a card, if not 2, over its life.
Yes. Yeah, I like it. I think there's some great options for it. Also, remember that first turn when you're playing, if you were playing that Impersonator Deity and you play this first turn, you get a free card as well, right?
Yep.
So, lovely. You get 2 of those.
Johnny, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that's nothing else to add really. It's really quite nice. I think we can now build a completely furry friend deck of Wookiees and Ewoks.
Yeah, we
Chris
can.
will
I mean,
be happy.
Chris will be very happy. So the next card I think is probably the best card in this set. Funeral Pyre. It's a unique enhancement. 4 Force Pips. End or location. Focus this enhancement and sacrifice unit you control to place a focus token on a target enemy character unit. That's great. All you got to do is focus that, sacrifice a unit, and get a free focus token to put on a target enemy character. What about that and an Obi-Wan's pod, for example, what we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
What about that and the tribal support pod? Then they have a log that can also remove someone from a combat. I mean, it's really nice.
Got a log for everything, these boys, haven't they? Really.
I mean, you should see those logs. They cut. They must be dense because they cut through ATSTs. Like no one's. Bam! It's like why is it so explosive? That makes no sense. Anyway, I really like this.
I'd go so far. I could be wrong. Definitely the best card in the set so far.
Yep.
Possibly, it's in the running for best card. Period. In the box for me.
Yeah.
It's up there. Best enhancement, hands down.
Best enhancement, for sure. Awards for best enhancement goes to Funeral Pyre.
Vader or Palpy, they're not attacking and they're not holding the Force this turn. Wah!
Yeah, that's true.
Bonkers. And all you need to do is sacrifice a unit that you may be getting benefit from anyway if you've got Obi-Wan out. You just sacrifice, my guy who's half dead. My Ewok, I'll draw a card as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, this little dude.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, if you don't want to play it, it's going to guarantee you win an edge battle.
Yeah.
And that's what I've realised as well with this. Looking at this card, I see that on a character card you could never have more than 5 Force Pips, right? Unless you did like a double line. But on an enhancement or an event card, you could have like potentially 8 Force Pips in the future. There's room for it, right? We could be seeing event cards with huge numbers of Force Pips.
Oh, what you mean just from the card design of...
The way that it's laid out. Yeah. I think I'd love to see some really big cards. Oh, I automatically win. Oh,
well, do you think like just where the picture is, it's just going to be loads of little circles that just...
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, where is that?
Yeah. And then the scummer just like, yoink, take that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah. But yeah, I love this card. I think it's good. Johnny?
I think it's great because it gives you are forced to make that choice. Like 4 Force icons, that's really, really great for the edge battle. But it's a 1-cost enhancement that gives me a really good ability. Yeah. Which do I do? It's not like it's a really high cost one, the way you kind of go, well, I don't have the resources, so I chuck it to the edge. It's 1 cost. You're pretty much always going to be able to play that. So what do you do? Do you hold on for an edge battle, really important edge battle? Or do you just play it and then just constantly just tactics people out?
Well, I think the great thing for me there is that if you're running 2 of this, it's unique. So the first one you play, the second one you pitch.
It's done the maths for you, which is sometimes on enhancements the unique. It's like 1 Force Pips. You're like, well, it's a wasted second card. But yeah, this is great. The next card I also love is Unexpected Assistance. So it's a 1-cost 1 Force Pip. Action: move a focus token from a unique unit you control to a ready Ewok unit you control. Again, fantastic. Again, moving those focus tokens from big to small, freeing up your mains to attack again. It's a neutral event, and the artwork's cool.
Yeah. Love it. So much focus, mate. What do you think now? Do you think Jedi are better at it now than smugglers? They're getting there. They're getting there.
Again, it depends on. I think again it depends on the pods that you're running, because if you're running this Ewok pod, it needs to. It still doesn't quite synergize perfectly with the big. I can't really think of an example where this is like, oh yeah, this works really well with Luke, or oh, this works really well with Obi-Wan. It's a good solid pod and it's got some great cards in it, but if you build those in, I mean, you wouldn't run this and the Jabba Birds pod, right?
True.
You wouldn't do it because that's 4 of your 10 objective sets with no unit damage on, with no objective damage on. Sorry. So how are you going to win the game? You can't, even if you're moving. But so that's why I think that it's fine, because it's one or the other. I think you either run this, or you run the Jabba Birds, or you run X.
We are seeing plenty of ways to get additional blast icons on your cheap units, though. I mean,
yeah.
I hate coming back to it, but damn him, Mick did this, and he's made us all kind of reevaluate the game when he won Worlds. He brought out his Lightside deck that was Trench Run, and then a bunch of Jedi weenie support stuff.
Yeah.
And then everyone went, well, are you here to have fun? Do you speak English? Can you play the game? Are you okay, Mick? And then he only won Worlds with it. So it's like suddenly it's... And a lot of those units that were going in there with the asteroid base to get shield
were Ewoks.
Were Ewoks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So I think maybe, maybe, just maybe.
Just maybe? Alright, the last card is...
Sorry, Mick, by the way. Sorry.
Retreat to the Forest. 0 cost. Again, another 0 cost event we're seeing here. 1 force pip. When an Ewok unit you control is destroyed or sacrificed, return it to its owner's hand instead of placing it in the discard pile. Lovely. Lovely. Thank you very much. I'll take Tubbins back, thank you. It wasn't his time to go.
Yeah. No, well, perfect. I just drew 2 cards because of Tubbins.
Yeah, good on you, Tubbins, you legend.
Back in you go, mate. Back to the front. Back to the front. We need you.
Johnny, how do you feel about this? Would you save Tubbins?
I think I would save Tubbins. Tubbins needs to chop some more trees to destroy ATSTs, and
or just fire some more little tiny arrows.
Yeah.
Because he's a sniper, man. When he fires that bow and arrow, man, it goes to like 4 stormtroopers in a row.
It was like when they're holding the stormtrooper blaster rifle. It looks like normal size in his hand, yet when they actually see him next to a stormtrooper, it comes up to his waist. It's like
something wrong there.
So all in all, I think a great, nice set. Would love to see it running with some other Ewok stuff. I'm just a little reticent because of its lack of pure objective damage.
4 neutral
but
cards,
great utility, great support, and 4 neutral cards exactly.
Yeah, cheapest like 0, 1, and 2. So there's no big heavy hit. You're going to be able to play all these cards.
And exactly. And even if you were running it in a non-Jedi deck, for example, you just wanted to put 2 of these in, you could, because the Funeral Pyre, you think it as your edge cards.
I think this will find a home in a lot of decks, even whether it's Ewok or not. It's got tactics, it's got card draw, it's got a great enhancement. I think it'll find a home in a lot of places.
Cool.
So, and I think now we move off of the Jedi specific pods. So I will now talk you through a Commando raid.
Dun, dun,
dun.
So this is the Rebel objective set that came in the expansion. It's a 5/1, limit 1 per objective deck though, so bear that in mind when we're talking about these cards. There's only going to be 1 of them. Action: discard a fate card from your hand to resolve its ability if able. Limit once per turn. Whew. So what's that? An objective damage on demand, unit damage on command.
Seeds of Decay, so focus on demand.
Yeah.
A protection shield on demand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Echoes of the force on demand.
Yeah. There's quite a few. Well, there's some, and no doubt be more for fate cards coming. There's a few that trigger only in edge battles. So there's no point chucking a Twist of Fate away, for example, and that new Jedi one is only whilst in an engagement.
Jedi is participating.
So pointless, but yeah, just a free shebang. I'll do damage. It's tasty. It's tasty, and it doesn't have to be in your turn.
No.
So if you're about to discard that card when it comes to your draw phase, why not get rid of it now and do a damage?
Yeah.
Love it. And it's got a very good theme to it as well. The commando thing, it's out of nowhere, very thematic. The main character in it is Lieutenant Judder Page. She's a 3-cost, 2 health, 2 force pip, unique rebel unit. He's got a white blaster pistol, a black blaster pistol, and a black objective damage. While this unit is participating in an engagement, it gains Interrupt. When you discard your edge stack, return 1 fate card not named Twist of Fate from that edge stack to its owner's hand. He's a character, a leader, and a trooper. So he can just cycle edge cards, fate cards, over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to be. He does have to be participating in the engagement.
Yes, he does.
Great. I love his sideburns. I think that
mutton chops.
I love this set. Really starting to feel like it fits really nicely with the Crix Medine set as well.
Yeah.
Remember the Crix Medine Rebel set?
Yeah.
Just a lot of nice fake card shenanigans, absolutely, and also Secret Informant too. Right, running Secret Informant for those extra 3, or they resolve the cards twice in their fate set, don't they?
Yeah.
So Title of Opportunity resolves twice. Bring it back into my hand. Play it in Command and Raid. 3 damage.
Done. I mean,
for 2-cost neutral card.
For me, this seems to be where Rebels are going, because if you think Rebels, you think who are the main Rebels? You got Han, you got Leia, you got Chewie, you got Luke.
Yeah.
Luke and Leia are buggered off and joined the Jedi.
Yep.
Han and Chewie are with the smugglers. So what does that leave for Rebels? It seems that FFG are saying that leaves vehicles and covert ops.
There's still you can still play Han, you can still play Leia. It's just a lot. It's tricksy in a different way because you've got things like Han's great because you can search for cards, right? He's the only way you can search. Well, one of the only ways you can search for the Rebel Assaults that you need. Rebel Assault, that's that 3/2 damage. I find that the Rebels are what I seem to be seeing from Rebels is that they're in a very sort of a tool bag sort of affiliation where I need to destroy an objective in 1 turn. That's fine. Let me do some shenanigans with a target opportunity. Let me drop a Rebel Assault. Let me just outright do that damage in a way that no other faction could do.
Yeah. Very versatile.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be a year ago you saw.
What I love about
Rebel. Oh, sorry, Johnny. Go ahead.
No, carry on.
I was just going to say it used to be a year ago that if you saw Rebel as the affiliation, it was okay. They're plane speeders.
Yeah.
I don't need this force joke. Discard that. Right. Let's play the game. So now it's they can do it. They can do anything. It seems.
Yeah, I like it, and it's very. We're starting to really see some identity from each of the affiliations, which I think we have maybe been lacking a little bit because of the number of cards that are out there.
Yeah.
And it's taken a bit of time to mature, but Rebels do stuff with the fake cards, for example, that no other faction can do. No other faction has that manipulation.
Yep.
Love it.
Moving on.
What I love is the fact that. Sorry, can I just one more?
Yeah.
No. Chucking in,
get out. Yeah.
No. Let me say. If you chucking heated battle, and your opponent chucks in Twist of Fate, and then you kind of go, Twist of Fate, and you kind of go, right, fine, heated battle comes back to my hand. New edge battle, heated battle.
Yeah.
You can just play it straight back in with his ability.
True.
Yeah, it's true. Really well played.
If
If
you're going up against him, you don't want to do Twist of Fate because if they chuck in edge card. Fate cards just kind of go straight back to their hands, and you've lost your Twist of Fate.
Yeah, it's a nice bit of insurance there, and it really
now you can continue.
Play to the elite kind of status that we are not relying on any luck or chance here. We have a heated battle, and it's going to go off.
Yeah,
it's good. Third and fourth cards are 2 sets of Pages Commandos. They are non-unique, 2 cost, 2 health, 1 force pip, black unit, and a black objective damage. So they're not edge dependent at all. They are elite. That's quite cool. They're not elite, the keyword. They just aren't edge dependent. They are character troopers with a reaction. After this unit enters play, return the topmost fake card from your discard pile to your hand. Ooh,
great.
Bonkers.
As we expect, more fake card manipulation.
Yeah. So good. So good. Not unique, so you can have both of them out.
So as long as you've got a toolkit of a target, a heat, and maybe a protection or something in your hand, you're fine. That's what you need, and you can just keep recycling or using them as you want. Potentially.
Well, this is almost a bit like Admiral Piet for the Imperials, where I think this is a little bit better actually. Admiral Piet attaches the fate cards to himself, and then he only gets to use them when he attacks or when he defends. Page's Commando just bringing them back to your hand, which is a bit more versatile. So I love these two units, and again really does strengthen up the covert ops theme. Love it.
And if you've got his objective in play before you deploy, you can go heat a battle, do a damage to one of his guys, play his Page's Commandos, get that heat battle straight back from discard back into your hand again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Free damage.
Painful. And then quite neatly, 5th and 6th card in the pod. 5th is a heat of battle. 6th is a target.
Lovely.
So exactly what
Just
you want.
What you need. Just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, exactly. What two great? They're never going to go out of fashion. Extra unit damage. Thanks very much. And objective damage helps you towards winning the game.
Yeah.
Boom.
Great pod, and I think it's a new direction for, not a new direction, but it's solidifying the new direction for Rebels. So, looking forward to seeing that being played.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's only one per deck, so that's the restriction. Every card in that set is amazing, I think, but the limit one really rounds it out, and it's quite nice. So, Johnny, do you want to finish us off with the last pod of the Lightside Deluxe?
Certainly. So we've got the Smuggler pod from the Deluxe, and it's called Calling in Favours. It is a 5 health, 4 resource objective, which I think is the first time we've seen anything above a 2, apart from the X.
There's a neutral 3. There's a neutral 3.
Heart of the Empire as well has 3.
And then the text on it, this objective does not refresh during the refresh phase. So once you've used that one time using those resources, if it's on its own, you're not going to refresh it after that, which is an interesting mechanic.
True. I think there are some ways of removing the focus, but yeah.
There's a the rebel pod, the decoy and not decoy, the other one that mobiliser squadrons can do it, can't it?
I don't know if that's off of itself only, but.
Yeah, is it? Okay.
There's a couple of ways to remove focus from things.
Yeah, this is a double-edged sword, I think. Because if you miscalculate, or if you can't get those focus tokens off, it's a one trick pony, and after that it's you're just stuck basically.
But remember, it's board control. If you can get 7, 8, 9 resources on your first turn. You set up board control, and it doesn't matter. This doesn't come back next turn. It's like I've got Luke, I've got Yoda, and I've got Protector out. Good luck.
And you had a very good first hand. So consistently, I'm not sure how often that would happen, where you can really play 9 resources worth of characters on your first turn. Because you can imagine 2 Trust Me's, this, and your affiliation card. That's your 9. But how often do you have 9 resources worth of characters? Yeah, when it works, it's great, and it'll be a fantastic objective. But when it doesn't work, you're in trouble.
True.
So it's about managing that risk.
Well, you don't have to tap it out. Just treat it. You don't have to spend the 4 on turn 1.
Sure.
So.
So the problem is if you don't spend the 4 on turn 1, if you just spend 1, at the moment you've wasted the 4 because it doesn't refresh.
True, you need a way to free it up again, I guess. Yeah, true.
Fortunately, we have Talon Karad, who is a 4-cost unit, 3 force pips, 3 health, black unit damage, black tactics, and edge-enabled tactics. He's a character and smuggler, and he has a reaction. After you remove a focus token from this unit, remove 1 focus token from a target objective, fighter unit, or transport. Limit 1 per phase.
That's insane. That reaction's insane. Without that, I was going to say little overcosted. 2 tactics is nice.
Yeah.
But my God, just bamboozle. I'll remove a focus from Talon and put it on one of your units. Thanks very much.
Yep.
And now I'll free up the Falcon and he'll strike again. as we said,
Is Falcon a fighter unit?
it's transport.
Oh, is it? Very good. So yeah, absolutely. Put him with the Falcon's perfect.
Yeah. So basically, it's any non-character, non-droid, basically, or any vehicle, pretty much.
Or objective, or free up more resources for your next swindle, for example.
Yep. Bonkers.
Yeah.
Bonkers.
Cool cat.
And so it's not after you refresh this, it's after you remove the focus tokens. So, as we were saying earlier, smugglers have quite a few ways of moving focus tokens around.
Yeah.
So potentially you could actually free up more than one turn by just playing different things.
Worth also noting, with the way the artwork is positioned as well, does anyone else think he looks a little bit like Jesus?
Oh yeah. And on the 6th day, this is what I did.
Yeah. Look at that. It's very nice.
Here's what I made earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks cool. I like him.
Action Jesus. Love it.
Yeah, very cool.
Next two cards are the Skip Ray Blast Boat. It's a 2-cost, 2-health neutral unit, 1 force pip, 2 black objective damage. But it has a force reaction. After this unit resolves a strike, place 1 focus token on it. So you'd be double focusing every time you attack, but for a 2-health, 2-cost, 2 objective damage. And if you've got Talon out, he's refreshing it when you remove a token from him. That's pretty solid.
I think there's some obvious synergy there with Talon, and so it makes sense. The Skip Ray Blast Boat is like two black objective damage is great, especially when I think good card, solid card. There's 2 of them in the pod, so it's a nice source of objective damage.
Yeah, for me, the fact that it's 2 black means if it was edge enabled, you wouldn't want him going into a fight to potentially not do anything and then double tactics out. But he's likely going to get the 2 damage off before he doubles out. So I'm happy with that. And as you say, you can work around it with Talon card as well. So
cool.
Then next card is a 1-cost Smuggler's Enhancement. It's Enhance an objective. Treat Enhance objective as if its printed text box were blank, except for traits.
Well, there we go. There's the final synergy with calling in favors there, because you just treat it as if it was blank and it's a 5/4 objective.
Yep. Thank you. So it'll still take a few turns to refresh off of spending 4, but it's better than never refreshing.
Yeah, and you don't have to play it on your own. You can play it on your opponent's objective, right?
Yep. Yeah. Repair and refurbish doesn't heal your own objectives. You're not drawing cards. You're not having one cheaper Sith events. Yeah, it's insane.
Cool.
Any of the ones that are not while undamaged, which you have to destroy them to get rid of their effects, you just drop this on Plan of the Prophetess. Especially even now at the moment, it's just a nice one to do. And final card in the set is a 1-cost event called Clever Ruse. This is 2 force pips. You can only play it during a conflict phase, and it has an action. Move any number of focus tokens from an objective to a target objective controlled by the same player.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's, for me, kind of leading you down the path of what you should be doing with this, or one of the things you can do with it. I've got 4 focus tokens on my objective that doesn't refresh, but the dark side is attacking, and I'm about to lose this objective. I'll move them all to there.
Yeah.
And they're gone.
And get 4 more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very. What a clever ruse.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, you don't have to play it on your own. If you are scared of a force choke or a force lightning or a rage, ruining your day, well, I'll move focus tokens around so that Sith resource is no longer available. Maybe you've only got Imperial ones now.
From a target objective controlled by the same player.
Yeah. So if you.
I see. Yeah.
There.
So if they double out another resource, just move one of them to the Sith resource that's open, and you can't use it, or play with the resource mix so that the wrong type of resource is available. So it's quite,
Yeah.
it's got more use to it than immediately kind of meets the eye.
Wow, well that is I think it's a great pod. I think it's very smuggler-esque in terms of the fact that it's useful. I can think of a lot of ways that it would fit in with just the smuggler decks of what they're like at the moment. And you get some really good utility out of it.
Yeah. And that, I think that rounds out the Lightside sets from the deluxe Between the Shadows. So I think we'll, rude not to, do what we did on the dark side. Spike, what was your favourite set of the 7?
Oh, that's a great question. I think I'm gonna say that my favourite set was Obi-Wan's set. So Following Fate.
Yeah.
I think I love the options there with Obi-Wan, with Noble Sacrifice. I love the lightsaber. The objective's great. There's no reason not to play that pod in next week when Between the Shadows is out. There's no reason not to play that pod. It's so very, very, very useful. So that's my answer.
I thought you were going to say no disintegrations then for a minute. I was like, my favourite pod is the one with Boda in it. I love it. No, I think I agree with you on that one. Obi-Wan and just you're going to be the amount of Jedi objectives there that say you're running mono Jedi as it stands. He's going to be triggering that ability a lot, and it's powerful. Johnny, how about you? Favourite pod?
For Lightside, it's going to have to be Commando Raid.
The Rebels.
I love the lore. Yeah, for the Rebels, I love the lore around the 10 pages Commandos. They come up a lot in the books, and I think it's just a great objective for that sort of fake card manipulation. Combining it with Crix's pod, it being limit 1, sit quite nicely alongside Blue Squadron support.
Yep.
Because I like to put Blue Squadron in, because it's a limit 1. It's like, well, do I go to 11 or do I choose 9 other objectives? Probably taking a 1 over something else. Now just slot this inside, so you got their 2 objectives, and you got the other 8 to choose. So yeah, definitely Commander Raid. And I think for the dark side, it's definitely Prince Shizor's pod. That is a great pod.
Oh yeah, from obviously Johnny just backtracking there to the previous video that he couldn't make. But
That's cool.
Prince Xizor, yeah, I agree, a beast. So many good abilities and icons on that card.
Yeah,
he's the same. For me, it's a toss-up between either the Ewoks, the Sacrifice at Endor. But I think that's up there. That's probably number 2. My favourite, probably Luke. Hero's Trial. I think he's a beast. He's a beast. We mentioned it. I think he is in the running for the most powerful light side character now. There's so many tricks that you can use to get your opponent unaware. You can bring lightsabers out of nowhere, ramp your resources up quicker than normal by playing them on your opponent's turn. So many things that experienced players can abuse, and it's another great main that might help draw new people to the game. Here's another Luke that people might want to play. So I like that set a lot. And it's the combination as well. Every Luke, it's a hero's journey, a hero's resolve. It's now a hero's trial. So are we going to get some more from Luke as he goes to further down the trick and starts dueling with Vader? A hero's duel, a hero's sacrifice where Luke loses a hand. Could be pretty cool. So, but overall, I think we're very powerful Jedi cards. I mean, we were worried that the scum cards were maybe too strong in some cases, but some very powerful Jedi cards there, I think, to help balance it out.
Yeah, fantastic, very good.
Yeah. So
excellent. Great
lot of extra cards from Between the Shadows for both the light and the dark side, bringing more power to the Jedi and the scum as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for joining in, Spike and Johnny. Always a pleasure to have you both. Check us all out on the UK's premier Star Wars gaming podcast, No Disintegrations. You'll find a link to that in the description below. You can hear myself, Spike, Johnny, Chris and Anton on all our thoughts for all things Star Wars. But join us again for more video and more great discussion. Cheers.